Today we've diagnosed this car which has brake fluid leakage, and the reason that I suspected there was brake fluid leakage was because 2 months ago this brake reservoir, the fluid level was right up at the max line, and 2 months later, when I checked it the other day, it had gone down to the level that you see it now. And this you would normally expect to see over hundreds of kilometers, or again depending on each driver, the way they brake every time and the quality of the brake pads. As brake pads wear, brake fluid will also go down to make it for the space for the brake pads. As they wear down, more fluid is needed, so it's normal to see brake fluid to go down over time. And then when you replace the brake pads and the piston of each brake goes back into its original position, the brake fluid will come back up to the max line. But in this case, in 2 months, that amount of brake fluid has been lost. So I checked every wheel on this car, and I found that the rear right drum brake cylinder is leaking brake fluid. And here is the leaking rear right drum brake cylinder. That little thing there on the top, that's the brake cylinder. And that brake cylinder on the front and in the rear has seals with a piston inside. So when you press the brake pedal, that piston is pushed out using the brake fluid, which then pushes against those brake shoes, the front and the rear. Now, because the brake fluid over time becomes dirty, you have little bits of dirt and debris inside that becomes acting like a cutting agent and cuts away at the seals inside those brake cylinders, and the end result is brake fluid leakage. So it's just a matter of replacing that brake cylinder. As soon as I remove that brake cylinder, I'm going to clean all the brake fluid residue that's gotten all over the brake system here. There's brake fluid all over here. It's even behind the wheel as well. Everything's going to need a very good clean. And here is the drum. You can clearly see how it's completely covered in brake fluid. That's obviously going to be cleaned very, very well. And of course, here is the new brake cylinder that we're going to be replacing. And once everything's cleaned and the new brake cylinder is installed, we bleed the brake system of any air, and then we should be good to go.